Action.
Good afternoon, everybody. How is everybody doing?
They're probably like, what is going on?
They're on time, and it's the wrong store. So yes, it is the Fortin crew coming to you today. So Cindy and I are going to be doing live for you today. And it is kind of almost looking like a fall. It's warm out there, but it kind of looks overcast and fallish.
That is
doesn't
very
it?
true. Yes.
Yes. So anyway, let's see. We do have a giveaway, and we have a really cute charm pack that we are going to give away today. This was a Wilmington charm pack. It was actually donated to us. So we're going to go ahead and give this beautiful charm pack away. And that's going to go to whoever wants to pick it up off the floor. No, I apologize. That is going to go to Christy Fisher. So, Christy, we will put that in the hold area for you.
All right. Yay, Christy.
Okay, so Littleton store had a call in this morning, so we are going to go ahead and do the live for you today. We have a really cute little Halloween mesh, kind of to follow on from Val's mesh bag that she did, her mesh pouch. But this one is going to be created just a little bit differently.
All right.
Are we ready to get started?
We're so ready.
Okay, let me pick this up. We actually are going to go to the cutting table.
Okay, good. I'll bring a chair back with me when we're done.
Oh. Okay.
Pardon my field trip through the store. All right.
Okay, so we are going to make this little zippered pouch. It is a quick little project. I'm not going to say it's an easy project because it can be a little bit challenging. And the one that we're going to do on live, I have actually embroidered the mesh, so it will actually be a Halloween one that you can fill it with candy.
Super cute.
Okay, so one of the things that we are going to learn when we do this today is how to make continuous bias binding. So because this is done on a curve, we absolutely have to use continuous binding. I mean, not continuous, we have to use bias binding because it needs to be able to curve around. So what we're going to do is we are first of all going to show you how to create continuous bias binding.
Okay.
Have you done that before, Cindy?
I've done bias binding.
Have you done continuous bias binding?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we are going to start off. The pattern is linked. It is a free pattern on the website, on today's website. I will tell you that the pattern actually shows this as a vinyl pouch. Vinyl is not as pliable as what mesh is. And so we are making it out of mesh. And it can be a little bit of a challenge to get down into these corners down in here. So if you're using it with the vinyl, it may be a little bit harder to maneuver on your machine. So we are starting with an 18-inch square of fabric. And do you want to put it down there? And we are going to make one cut from corner to corner. And so diagonal across to the other diagonal. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take this side. So we're going to take this side and we're going to stitch it on this side, which is exactly how by Annie does her binding, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to make it continuous. So we are going to go to the machine and we are going to stitch along this straight edge. Are you ready?
Yep. So that's actually kind of what she's using is screen.
Okay, so we are going to stitch a 1/4 inch seam all the way down this straight edge. So we're going to tell the machine we'd like a 1/4 inch.
It is more of like a window screen.
Then we are going to take this to the iron and we are going to press this seam open. So we're going to press this and then we're going to go back over to the cutting table.
Okay.
Do you want to show them today's bundle?
Oh, I sure do. Nancy, you're very welcome. I know that the video was a little confusing, so hopefully that helped. All right, you guys. So we do have a bundle today, which I don't want to share it because it's so cute. But it is all coffee themed. So this is called the Coffee Time Fabric Bundle. Okay, $29.99 for our 5 half-yard cuts. So we have this one, which is so cute. I love all the black and white mugs. And we have a brown blender, a lighter brown with the dots, a stripe, which I love, and a lighter brown blender. Okay, so $29.99 for our Coffee Time Fabric Bundle, which is put up today for our products.
Okay. So here is the piece that we just sewed with the 1/4 inch seam. And what we are going to do is we are going to measure the width of the binding that we want. For this project, I would really recommend that you use 2 1/4 inches. So I'm putting the bottom edge of my fabric along the grid right there, and I'm going to mark and not cut. So I'm going to mark 2 1/4 inches all the way along. Definitely want to make sure you're using a marking tool that you can see. And now we are going to mark the next 2 1/4 inch line. You cannot cut these. You have to mark them.
Because it wouldn't be continuous if you cut all little pieces.
Yes.
And I love the way of joining this because it's really good for if you have diagonal or directional stripes and stuff.
Okay, next one, 2 1/4. Now this 18-inch piece of fabric, so it was an 18-inch square, will actually yield 3 1/4 yards of bias binding.
That's crazy.
And we're going to do one more. And on the last one, we will actually cut this one. So this one, we are going to cut off this excess piece.
You're welcome, Susan.
Okay, now we're going to go back to the machine.
Okay, yep. All right, and today we are making this super cute little zippered pouch with green mesh. But we're going to give it a Halloween flavor.
Okay, so can they see my markings on here?
Yeah.
Okay, now what we want to do is we want to align this straight edge with this straight edge, but we want to make sure that this line here matches up with this line here at the 1/4 inch mark.
Oh.
So I'm going to put a pin through the 1/4 inch mark, and then I'm going to make this one line up to it. And then we're going to go along here to the next mark, put the pin in at a 1/4 inch, and go all the way along.
Do you have one more to line up, or is this the last one?
That's the last
All right,
one.
can you show them matching up and everything again?
Yeah. Okay. So basically what we did was we are bringing,
You're almost making a tube.
that's exactly what you're making. Let me unpin it and show them one more time. Okay, so here's the piece that we joined the 2 triangles together, and here is, I should do this in green, maybe they'll be able to see it a little bit better.
Jane's like, this is going to be magical.
Okay, can they see the green marks better?
Yeah.
Okay, so this green mark is going to, so you've got 2 short ends. You've got 2 long ends and 2 short ends.
Okay.
The 2 short ends need to match, okay? So this short end here, I'm going to put my pin right in at about a 1/4 inch down, okay? This pin here is going to match up to my first line on the other side at the 1/4 inch mark.
And when you do this and you go all the way down, it'll be offset, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and then we're going to go to the next one, which is right here. We're going to put the pin in here, and just slightly off right there, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, and now I am going to stitch 1/4 of an inch down this seam.
Okay. No, the black and white lines are not necessarily going to be something that you're trying to line up. It's more about the lines that you draw and lining those up.
Yeah, I'm not lining the stripe on my fabric up at all. Okay, and then we're gonna go to the iron, okay?
Okay.
Uh-oh, I think I just did this wrong. I did it wrong. Oh no!
So she's just using a straight stitch, but she is on the quilting menu and stitch 2 because she's using her J foot, and that gives her 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. So Q-02 and the J foot will give you 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, I think that's what she just realized.
Okay.
Did they already disappear on you?
They are disappearing on me. So you actually have to offset your first one. And my lines are like disappearing.
So like your first line on one side has to go lined
To
up
the
with the second
second,
line on,
yeah.
okay.
Okay, sorry about that.
We are trying to create
Trying?
continuous bias binding.
Okay, let's do that again.
So yeah, so you see how she's got a lot of overhang up here. So
You need to offset it by 1 mark, if that makes sense.
yes.
But if we're not quick, my lines are going to have all disappeared. And then we're really going to be in trouble.
just flip it over at that point.
Yeah. Okay. And then we want to go press this.
Okay.
Okay. And you want to make sure that you are using a pen that does not disappear
Heat away.
with heat when you do this.
Which is why the QS marker is so good. Oh, Ernie, you should.
Okay, so now I am going to press this open. Okay, so you can kind of see how that's offset now.
Yes.
Okay, now we're going to go back to the machine. Sorry, lots of up and down. And then we cut on the drawn line. So now we are going to cut on this drawn line. I'm going off chemo again.
So can you do a continuous binding that's not on the bias? Or do you only create it on the bias?
I don't know that I've ever been asked that question before. Only Cindy would ask that question.
It is pretty cool.
You like
I think
that?
you are blowing a bunch of people's minds right now.
Really? So we have just created 3 1/4 yards of continuous bias binding
That's so cool.
with an 18-inch square. Everybody like
How
that?
many bags is she making?
Yeah, you really don't need that much, but that's what the instructions tell you to use, is an 18-inch piece. And sometimes I do as I'm told. Okay, Cindy, we have 4 of these that we can do as a manager special. I'm
Okay.
going to go press this bias binding wrong sides together, just like you would do for a normal binding.
Okay.
Cindy's going to show you a manager special, and we probably need to write down the 4 names
Okay.
because we only have 4.
All right, you guys. Seen this done before, but never tried it. Well, Barb, here's your chance. All right, so we have today 4 of these Home for the Holidays freestanding houses. This is a design from OESD, and they make these super cute little house, I guess you make a neighborhood. Okay, and you also create this like snowy backdrop and some trees and this cute little sign here that says together. So $10 for the design pack. Look at that. It's originally $74.99. So $10 is a whopping deal. And again, we only have 4 of these. So for the first 4 that I see, okay, so one for Wanda. And they will go one for Janet, one for Barb. Oh, Sherry, you totally got me. And one for Terry. All right, so I have the 4 sold at this point, okay? Let's see if I can find... It may have been, Linda, yes.
Cindy, I have my binding for my little pouch.
Yeah, all right.
It's a big pouch.
You sure could make a big pouch.
Okay, I'm ready to move on. Are you?
I am.
Okay, so on the link on the website, when you go there, it's actually to the website called She Can Sew. And on the website, there is going to be a link to a free template. And when you get the template, you will paste the 2 pieces together, and you will cut one out of your mesh. And then what we are going to do is we are going to bind this piece of fabric. So to bind the piece of fabric, we are going to set the machine for our 1/4 inch piecing using our J-foot. And because the mesh now has a front and a back side, because I put embroidery on it, I'm going to stitch this to the back side of the mesh. I'm going to leave myself about 5 or 6 inches to start with, and I want to start on the long edge because when I come around to join, I want it to be as straight as possible.
All right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to align the raw edge of the fabric with the raw edge of the mesh, and we are going to stitch 1/4 inch. So I'm just going to take a few stitches there. And then I'm just going to slowly, yes, you heard me, stitch slowly around these curves, keeping the raw edges even.
Okay. I think your version of slowly and mine slowly are a little different.
And we do have fabric kits for today, so we'll show those to you here in just a second.
That is not slowly. That's what I was saying.
So I do also want to make an announcement that after the new product launch last week, which by the way, thank you for everybody that participated. This weekend we did reorder a lot of the things that we sold out on. One of them in particular was the brand new Baby Lock applique foot, and I do want to let you all know that Baby Lock is out of that foot until November 11th. So if you pre-ordered one, we did they will be going on back order until November.
So Wanda asks, any tips for sewing on screen? I'm hesitant to try it, afraid it will jam in my machine.
No, I haven't had any problems. I've done a few screen projects in my time, and I've never had any problems. And this is my third one of these little bags that I'm making. Because I made one this weekend, I made one this morning, and now I'm making my third one. Okay, I'm gonna come around until I get on the straight. And then when I get on the straight, I'm going to go ahead and stop and take this out of the machine.
Okay.
You guys having fun?
Of course we are. Kate's making a very big
She
bag.
is making a very good bag. That's cool. Is it a Halloween bag? Boo.
You think? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to straighten off this edge right here. And then what we're going to do, now you could do this several ways. You absolutely could join this binding how we would normally join the binding on the bias, but the particular instructions that are on the website for this actually have us join this straight across for some reason. So that's what we're going to do.
Because we're following instructions.
We're following the rules. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring this around, and we want to make a finger press on this piece at the 1/4 inch mark. This is where my stitch line will be. And then I want to bring this one up to that one and press it there too. Add my 1/4. And then we are going to open up this one and open up this one, and we are stitching straight across on these.
Okay. No, you do not want to use any type of metal screening.
No.
No, your machine will not like that very much. This is literally just the type of screen that you buy for like replacing screens on your windows. Terry, so when you purchase the Gingerbread Christmas event, you spend the $109 and you get the kit with it. So it gets you for the class and a kit.
And those are in shipment to us.
Oh, yay.
Okay, so now we are going to finger press this seam open. We are going to repress the binding so it's right side out.
Look at that.
And now we are, it's almost matched.
I know.
And now we are going to finish this seam right here.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about the kit?
Of course I do. Kate and Patrick leave tomorrow. Bye. Okay. All right. So here is our kit for today. Please hold on the kit label because your sample is being made right now. So that we can stick the correct picture in here in the kit. So $5.50 for the kits for today. You get the screen included, the fabric for your binding, and a zipper as well.
Okay, so now we've got the binding on the wrong side. I'm just going to finger press this all the way around. And then we're going to flip to the front side, and we want to fold this over so that it hides all of the seam allowance right there. Okay, and then we will top stitch this down.
Okay.
Now you don't want to roll too much to the front, because if you roll too much to the front, you're going to see that on the back. So the idea is that you don't see
To kind of match everything
to
up.
match front and back.
Okay.
So do take the time to make sure that you have that nice and straight. And I'm going to go back to a center needle stitch on this one.
Sherry's requesting plenty of pictures.
wonder if we can try and go live from Bernina headquarters.
Ooh, that would be cool.
That'd be really cool.
We are not as busy as it seems. It's getting windy and it's blowing our front door open, which makes our ding dong go off every time. So Kate and Patrick are going to tour Bernina, you know, the big factory and everything. And then they get to...
You'll actually see where the 99 are being made.
That's so cool. And then it is a work trip, but they're going on...
It's a really big work trip.
on like a river cruise, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What kind of stabilizer did you use when you stitched out the boo?
I didn't.
Oh.
But I really wouldn't recommend that. I actually would recommend the sticky wash away, because then you can use water to agitate any stabilizer that's left in. And the sticky will hold it down to the hoop for you.
That's nice, yes.
I did use the little mini 4x4 hoop to hoop it. But it really could have done with some stabilizer.
Okay, am I saying it right? Steckborn?
Yes.
Yeah. That is where Bernina is based out of.
And we will be at the factory on Friday.
Did you just use a regular 90 needle?
I did. Okay. So basically you've got the oval mesh and we have just bound it. Okay. Next I'm going to use a pencil that will mark on dark fabric. So this is the Perfect pencil by OESD, and it is basically a wax marking pencil that totally erases with heat. So it completely disappears with heat. And what we need to do is we need to fold this directly in half. And then we need to mark across at the halfway point.
Okay.
And we're going to do that on the other side. And then we're also going to open this up and then fold in the opposite direction. And we're going to do the same on this one. Okay. Then on the long edge, we are going to find our mark and we are going to create a little point right on that mark. And then we're going to sew 3/4 of an inch from the point and sew right across here.
Okay. When you folded everything in half, you did them wrong sides together, right? So your markings are all on the outside. Yes. And then when she folds to create that point, those are still wrong sides together.
No. See, I forgot I've got embroidery on this one, so it matters.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. So it's actually right sides together. So we want right sides together and then stitch.
And this is what we're creating right
We're
here, is
creating
facing the little box.
at the bottom. And I would recommend that you stitch over this a couple of times. And we're then going to do it on the opposite side. Okay, then we turn this inside out.
Cute.
Okay, and then you just put your zipper on and you're all done. Thanks for joining us today. Okay, this part is a little bit of a challenge. Okay, let's do this.
You're gonna use clips?
I am. You wouldn't believe how many clips I used this morning.
Holy
Okay,
smokes.
so the other thing we now need to do is to mark the center of our zipper. So we're going to take this zipper, start to end, and we are going to mark
On the top of, like, on the
right
right side?
I would do the right side of the zipper, okay? So I want you to have the zipper with the zipper pull on the left side, and then I want you to totally open your zipper all the way out.
Okay.
The center mark of the front and the center mark of the bottom of the zipper is going to align.
Okay.
Now, the positioning of this zipper is what can be a little bit of a challenge. You don't want the zipper too far down that you see the orange underneath it. You want the zipper tape pretty much even with the bottom of the binding, because we are actually going to re-sew along this stitch line. So if the zipper is too far up, we're going to miss the zipper tape.
Okay.
Okay, so we have to be really careful and make sure that things are aligned really well.
Okay. I would say you would probably need at least a 14-inch zipper then, yeah?
You do need a 14-inch zipper because we're going to use every bit of this zipper.
Oh, yeah. I can do that. Yep. Just a minute. No, I'll come back up to you. We'll just put this in the back.
Okay. So we're going to clip to about 2 inches at where it starts, okay? And we're just going to leave that alone, and then we're going to come back this way and we're going to clip all the way down to the corner. Okay, so we're going to open this flap. Now this is why I actually think mesh is easier to work with than the vinyl, because it's more pliable. So we are going to start about 2 inches from the beginning. So don't worry about the beginning of the zipper tape. We'll get that in a minute. So we're going to start at about 2 inches.
Would you recommend maybe using something like basting tape
You
to
know,
kind of help it?
I have not tried it to do that. Honestly, even though I pin it, I still manipulate it as I'm going. So I don't know that I would recommend that, because as I'm stitching this, I'm still going to be moving it as I go.
No, it actually should have. Oh no, the black is just the blonde blade when you're not.
Well, we are glad that you enjoy them, Jane.
Push the button, and I'll put on a cutting mat here.
And I know you still have the J-foot on, but would you suggest any other foot? Would anything else make it easier?
No, I actually like the fact that it holds it
Everything
a
down,
bit,
yeah.
As opposed to a regular zipper foot that doesn't really have a lot of support. Okay, so when we get to here, to the end, I'm going to do just about another inch here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my zipper pull and I'm going to pull it all the way back past where I'm stitching. And then I'm going to position this down and go all the way to the corner and reinforce at the corner. Okay, so we've got one side in except for the beginning, and it is easier to go down into the corner than it is to start at the corner and come out. So what we're going to do is we are going to put this in the opposite direction so I can sew down to the corner.
By Annie Mesh is a much stretchier and it's got a looser weave. So, or it's like more open than this kind of stuff is. So, I guess you could use it,
Okay.
but just know that you'll have a lot of give.
So we have one side in. I'm going to open up the zipper all the way again. And now I'm going to match up my halfway point on my zipper with the halfway point right here. And we're going to clip again.
Did you embroider it when it's like this size and then use your template to cut around it, or did you cut it out first and then embroider on it?
I cut it out first and then embroidered.
Okay.
So we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to start about 2 inches in.
And then when she gets stitching, I can take you over to the Solaris and see if we can figure out exactly which menu number it was for her font. Unless you happen to remember.
I don't, but I can tell you. If I go over there, I can tell you.
All right, so as she stitches around there, let's see if we can go figure out her font. All right, so fonts and no, not that. This one is going to be my guess. Yep, 17. So on the Solaris, it's going to be font number 17. This here. With the curly little C. Yep, it was number 17.
Like what we got for you.
Okay, and then I went back and did the first 2 inches that we skipped at the beginning. And I'm just going to trim off my ends.
I just went in to take these notes right here, but I typed Miller instead because
Because you saw us.
And then
Well, you want to buy mine, is that it?
what you can do with your excess zipper tape here is you can just snip those off.
I'm the big kahuna. There we go.
And then we're going to turn this right side out and use our zipper. And you can fill that with candy. And
Ta-da.
then we also have, sorry for reaching over you. I just have 1/8 of an inch ribbon. And we're going to take the 2 cut ends. And we're going to put them through the zipper pull.
All right, how much fabric do you have there? It's to your total.
And then bring them through the little loop. And it just gives you a little something to hold on to.
Super cute.
Okay, so I think that is everything for today. Do we want to show them the fabric bundle one more time?
Yeah. So do you know, is this like a nylon? Do you know at all?
The mesh?
Yeah.
It literally is the mesh you can get at like Home Depot.
Yeah. So it's literally like for your windows. So nothing metal, nothing like that, but
Okay, so our coffee coffee bundle that we have today is this really cute. I just love these.
I know they're super cute.
Yeah, and then we have paired it with a Riley Blake black, which is really kind of cool because it's got like that tan color in the background. And then this is part of the original collection, which is the polka dot.
I love the stripe.
I know, I do too. Along with the stripe, and then another Riley Blake for the brown.
So pretty.
Yeah.
So coffee life, right?
I actually think Amanda put coffee time.
Oh.
Let me see. She put coffee time.
Okay.
But it's actually the fabric line is called Coffee Life. But Coffee Time fabric bundle $29.99, and we will see you all tomorrow.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks.